Happy hip day. 10 years today, I had my hip reconstructed. I had what's called hip dysplasia, where the ball doesn't sit in the socket quite right. So they cut out the socket and moved it in what's called a periacetabular osteotomy. Peri around, acetabulum, the joint, osteotomy, bone cut. I don't want to stop celebrating. I don't want to stop being grateful for it. I know it's been 10 years. Who cares? I care deeply. I cannot express the ways in which this changed my life. I went on to coach track. I went on to do sword fighting. I had a kid. I don't ever want to take for granted my ability to walk from a far parking spot or to carry an almost 40-pound toddler on my hip with no pain whatsoever. Every year I order pizza. Every year I celebrate because I feel like my hips need a smooth, luxurious ride with extra padding. So we get pizza. I want to remind myself, I think I have a very privileged life in that I was able to seek out medical care, get excellent medical care for it, have the surgery go so well, and I do not ever want to take that for granted. Also, every year when I make these videos, I have people reach out to me because their surgery is coming up and they have questions or they're freaked out, or I just think it's the coolest, so I'm gonna keep doing it. This past winter was the first time that I experienced discomfort with the hip since my recovery. I wound up having the surgery May 20th of 2015. I wound up getting the pins out. They put surgical pins in. I wound up getting the pins out in January of 2016. Since that recovery period, having the pins in didn't feel great. I felt like my hip got very achy. I feel like it brought the cold in. I don't know if that's scientific. That's how I felt. I also would like catch it on things, hit it into a table or a doorknob when I don't normally hit my hip into things. So I was experiencing this discomfort and I wound up going to the doctor to follow up. I was very freaked out. And I was like, listen, I don't know if it's just because it's cold. I don't know if it's because I have not really worked out lately. I don't know if it's like I haven't been taking care of the muscles. They took x-rays and they were like, so good news, it's tendonitis. Here's what we're gonna do. Do these exercises, take this anti-inflammatory. If it is still hurting you in 3 weeks, come back and we'll do something more intensive than that. And it didn't. It went away almost immediately. But I was just nervous because I hadn't experienced any issues. They took an x-ray and they showed it to me. This is my happy hip 10 years later. And they said that it looks so good that they don't need to see me for another 10 years. There is no degeneration in the joint. There is no anything at all. And now I get to run around and chase an almost 3-year-old, teach teenagers things, and I get to do sword fighting and running and yoga and whatever else I want. So happy hip day, hip hip hooray, and please think of me eating my body weight in pizza this evening.